Love you.
Love you too, babe.
Yo, baby. Yo, we're live. This is Scott in the Shot. My beautiful wife, Darla. Say hello, baby.
Hi. Hopefully, you don't hear all that damn music from our dumb neighbor.
Tito's handmade vodka. Wow. Kind of smooth for vodka. Today, I want to talk politics like I always do, people. You know, watching these Democrats last night out in that speech right now, baby. Watching those Democrats, you know, when Donald Trump was doing his address to Congress. I mean, I've never seen. I mean, it's hard to believe these people get they get a couple $100,000 a year to behave like that. The ones that walked out, I thought they worked for the government, and ultimately, no matter what party you're from, don't you work for the president? I mean, so why are they walking out? You know, Al Green. Has anybody ever heard anything that Al Green said that was intelligent? I mean, this guy's a race baiter. He's a white hating black man who still lives in 1840. I mean, I'm just being honest, people. I'm tired of hearing about white people being so bad. You know, fucking slavery was in a few states back in the day. A lot of states. My parents never owned a slave, so when they talk about slavery, people, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. My family was very poor when you go back 150 years ago. Just as poor as any black person. They never owned a slave. They were slaves. Basically, I mean, I'm serious. My mom used to live in a cabin in the mountains with an outhouse. My mother, when she was a kid, and that's a fact, people. They had an outhouse. My father had an outhouse. They didn't have a TV till they were like 10, 12, 15 years old. And then they were out of the house going to the service and being married, having kids. I mean, so this shows about people. I mean, I'm tired of the Democratic Party propagating racism. They're the racist anymore. I'm not talking to the ones on the Republican. I mean, not every black person is racist, but the ones in the Democratic Party are. They're promoting racism every day. I mean, with critical race theory. I thought racism was over, people. So now they're trying to teach in schools that if as long as white people are bad, so you can sit there and do the same thing to us as people did to the black people, which wasn't my family. I'm buzzing right now, but you know what I'm saying, people? And let's hit some Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. Not a drop of Indian in her. Come on, man. I mean, I'm putting up some names of some people that are just. I mean, this is the whole party though. But Pelosi. How about swallows all, swallows well? What a moron. Schiff, Schumer, and Eliza Slotkin, the one who did the rebuttal speech. You know what, people? She's kind of like a female. Well, she's a smooth talker. She's like the one here in California. What's his name? I keep forgetting. I'm buzzing.
Newsom?
Yeah, Newscomb. You know, Newscomb's a real smooth talker, throws his yelling, but he's not saying anything different than the people that don't talk smooth. Just like that Slotkin, the one who did the rebuttal speech last night. You know, she sounds all good and she's schooled and she's proper, but she still advocates for the same thing. So all day long, I've been hearing on TV that they just need to get their messaging right. They're just not. They didn't fight hard enough, so people love them. You know what, people? It's not the messaging. It's not. No matter how. It's not how they fight. It's not their protesting that's not getting them somewhere. And it's not the people in their party. Here's my point. That Slotkin's as dumb as the rest of them, no matter how smooth she is. I mean, they still stand for the same things. When you listen to her last night, when she did that rebuttal speech, she's still advocating for everything that the Democrats just lost the election for. I mean, she wants Donald Trump to be nice and smooth when they just tried to imprison him. All he's doing is exposing the fraud and how bad of governing the Democratic Party has done in the last 4 years and with Obama. And they're trying to put Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris in there. It's not that I don't want to see the first president of the United States someday. I want them to be smart, not be corrupted, not be bought out, and to be dumbasses propagating for transgender rights, DEI, all this homosexual stuff. That's all homo. There's no transgender people. All they are homosexuals that cross-dress and mutilate their bodies. Because they say transgender so easily anymore. Like he's a man, he's a woman, he's a human, he's a dog. There's no such thing as a transgender. I mean, they're cross-dressers. When they're trying to make this word transgender because they want that to sink into so many people for so long that they become a new human. You know what I'm saying? They just made a new voting block by letting a man or a woman try to change their sex. And then they call them something different. They want to change their last name, their first name, and be called a pronoun. So my point is, you got all these morons on the Democratic Party, and they're so stupid, they don't even know they're stupid. They don't even know that it's not the messaging and how they're delivering it and who's studly enough to say it to where people go, wow, they're good looking, they're pretty, they're really smart. What they're advocating for is what the country voted against. And then it's about how stupid they are for advocating that to me. I don't want to hear about this crap. I don't want to see illegal migrants running over that border, 20 million in 4 years. And I should say nothing? We should say nothing, or we're bigots, or we're racist? No. The Democratic Party, honestly, people, I don't know what they stand for. I mean, I know what they stand for, but they're just so off the charts anymore. I mean, it's like you can't say anything to these people without offending them, and it's fake. These people are angry for some reason in their life. I mean, they're angry at the whole world and all of us, and they stand for really nothing. And the things that they're propagating that they say they stand for, they would turn their back on that in a second if they got special interest and paid them off. I mean, our government is doing a plot against this country. The Democratic Party, it's a plot to change, like Obama said, to change the fabric of this country. You know, people, like I said, this country has had its problems since day one of becoming a country. Slavery was wrong, but it wasn't countrywide. It was in 4 or 5 states, 6 states. It wasn't in the whole country. So that when they say slavery anymore in America, that wasn't in America. Those were in certain states in the Americas, where other states did not do that, did not believe in it. There were good white people there. So when they say that we're slavery anymore, I mean, like they've always have, it's kind of like a slap on all the white people everywhere. Like we all of our forefathers owned slaves. We were all a bunch of bad people. That is so crazy. My parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, they go all the way back to Ireland and Germany where they were slaves. I mean, so they didn't come here to try to make the black man a slave. You know who made those black people slaves back in the day? The oligarchies and the Democratic fucking Party that was in our government at the time. They're the party of slavery, and all you black people that still vote for these Democrats because you think that they're not the bad guy, they are the bad guy. Look at all this crazy stuff in today's world they're trying to propagate for. Give away our country to illegal aliens. Not want to arrest the ones that are murdering our citizens, regardless of what color you are. I mean, are you serious? I mean, so we need to step back, and you need to step back. Not me. I get it. You people need to step back, you Democrats, and you need to fucking do a check on yourself. Because if you don't get what I'm saying right now, if people don't understand the truth of what I'm saying, this is a fact. These people are retarded. I mean, they need to be put in a home. It's not rocket science people. I'm tired of everybody preying on the weak-minded people of this country and propagating these words like slavery means all white people, when it doesn't mean not all white people had slaves. They were very poor. They were barely surviving. I mean, living in bad houses just like the fucking black people were back in those days. I mean, you go back to fucking 1850 and only very, very few people were wealthy like that. They didn't have a middle class people. Everybody was fucking poor. All right? Unless you were some big cattle baron or something, you were pretty much poor. They had one lawyer in the whole town, probably maybe one doctor for everybody. So that there wasn't doctors running around everywhere, all kinds of lawyers everywhere. I mean, everybody else were people that barely knew how to read, if they knew how to read. That's why they left their mark. So I'm tired of everybody, being so swayed and so easily manipulated into believing this crazy shit that the Democratic Party is propagating right now. Just like with Joe Biden, he voted against desegregation. He wanted black people to stay right where they were. You stay in your schools, and he's a Democrat. I mean, but no black people ever hold him accountable for that. That shows you right there he's a racist. Because I've never had a problem in all this. You know, I used to like being in an integrated school. We moved from Los Angeles in 1979, me and my family, to Boise, Idaho. Man, that was such a white town back in the day. I told I would live with my dad in Washington. My parents are divorced because he lived in a town where there's lots of Mexicans, blacks, everybody. I couldn't take. I mean, go moving. It was a cultural shock for me, people. A white boy moving from the first day of school when me and my brother went to school in Boise, Idaho, and back in 1979. I was in 8th grade. My brother's in 9th. We're walking down. We just came from Los Angeles, the Inglewood area. We're walking down through school. This junior high. It's called Hillside Junior High. I swear to God, this is a major junior high, probably 3,000 kids. There's one black kid and one Mexican. And me and my brother looked at each other, and I swear to God, this is a true story. And me and my brother were like, man, we've never seen so many white people in my life. My brother liked it there, and I went to live with my dad, where it was more of a school that had all kinds of different nationalities. I like that better. You know why I like girls? I like all girls. Oh, baby. Well, I don't give a shit. I don't see color when it comes to girls or guys that are cool. I just see cool or hot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, or ugly, you know. But people, these Democrats are trying to propagate now for not. They don't care about those. They don't care about that beautiful little black boy who had cancer in his brain and became a Secret Service agent last night. I thought that made me cry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they didn't stand up for nothing. They could get past. I mean, they're worse than a child. Man, if that was my child growing up, I'd smack their fucking ass. Shut the fuck. I'll give you something to cry about. You know, that's what my mom used to tell me. You want to keep crying? I'll give you something to cry about. We shut up real quick. Poop. And she'd cool off. But you know what, people? I mean, they want open borders. They want transgenders running wild and creating a whole new species. I mean, that they can own because they allowed them to go mutilate their bodies and call them a species, a transgender. That's like I mean, they're their own little fucking species now. You know what I mean? Because they're not human. They're not a man or a girl. So they're their own little species. I mean, what is that? It's a transgender. Oh, shit, stay away from them. I heard they're contagious. You know what I'm saying? Teaching that shit to our kids in school behind people's backs. That is child molestation. But my point is, without me going off anymore, I've said this in a million podcasts, I just don't get it. These people are treasonous. Biden and the Democratic Party have broken so many laws since 2016, and we don't even want to go back to Obama and all that and Clinton. I mean, it's kind of like Carter, Jimmy Carter. What a fucking loser, man. I remember sitting in gas lines in Los Angeles with my parents growing up. I mean, for hours. But check it out. He sells the Panama Canal for $1 to the Panamanians. Gave it away. I mean, it was billions of dollars in today. It'd be like $1 trillion to build that today. 500 million, whatever, billion. Back then it was just, it cost like 150, 200 million, which was like an astonishing amount of money. You know what I mean? Back in those days, that was like billions of dollars in today. And Jimmy Carter sold that damn thing for $1. Now around all these problems, what kind of dumb motherfucker does that? We lost 38,000 fucking workers on that job. It took years to do, and we gave it away for $1. What? I mean, so the Panamanians, So the Panamanians will like us? I mean, why would we give it? I mean, you don't want me to start it. So anyway, America's the big bad boy on the block, and we need to start acting like that. I love Donald Trump. We are and you know what? But I'm trying to talk about these Democrats right now with their messaging. You cannot message open borders good, no matter who you are. You can't make it. You can't be reasonable when I'm hearing it. I mean, when once you're talking about that stuff, I don't even want to hear it. My brain blocks it out without me being consciously even knowing it's blocking out. I'm like, what's that annoying noise? Damn, shut up. I'm just kidding. But I mean, give me a shot, baby. I mean, so we need to stop. And this, you can't advocate for transgenderism, but boys being in girl sports, because the transgenders, not, like I said, they're not a species yet. They're just a little. I mean, we cannot let that happen. Hope you all stay strong on this transgender thing, because I find it to be sick and disgusting.
You have a bottle right there.
I find it sick and disgusting, and it's hard for me to. I mean, I'm just really tired of hearing about it, people. It's not that I woke up one day and said I want to fucking start talking shit about the transgenders. It's like I've been hearing shit and watching this shit on TV for so long. It's in all of our fucking TV shows now. Transgender actors, like I said, they're trying to make a new species, like the difference between a cat and a dog. That's a fucking transgender, man. He's got an extra arm. I don't know, man. I'm just saying they need to stop that stuff. I mean, they need to stop it. Come on, people. We can't sit there and entertain people's most innermost weirdest thoughts, which were transgenderism comes from. You don't want to know what I think about when I'm all fucked up, people, and I don't want to tell you. But I'm just saying you can't entertain that stuff. I mean, no guy can be a girl, no girl can be a guy, and watching them play against women in sports and taking their rights away and their ability to compete against each other physically, just like men. Well, I mean, they get off on that, just like guys do. I mean, it's a cool thing. It keeps them out of trouble. It keeps them in shape. You know, being an athlete for a woman is like just like for a guy. It gives them structure and let's and in a society, in a world that's crazy, especially when they're in school, they start seeing their body looking good and they're doing well. They're sport, and they get into it, and it keeps them on the straight and narrow. And isn't that what we want, people? But what you're going to take when you start taking these opportunities away from women to compete just against women and to win the gold by against other women, then you're really taking a special part away from them, because I mean, and you're jeopardizing women in general, because that's athletics is one avenue away from being on the streets. I mean, if you're a good athlete and you excel at it, it makes you want to excel at other things. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for everybody. And now they want to take that away from them by letting men compete against them. And the Democrats act like we're saying something so out of the norm. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's so out of the norm. It's like somebody that has a dick grown out of their butt. I'd be like, wow, that's not normal. That's what I think about this kind of shit. It's just not normal. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's common sense. And my dad, he told me my whole life, I can't teach you common sense, son. You either have it or you don't. I mean, that's what he used to say when I was a kid. He's right. I mean, no matter what you say to the Democratic Party today and these liberals, these people are fucked up. I mean, they just don't get it. Donald Trump said last night at the beginning of his speech, there's nothing I can say to these Democrats. This is my fifth time addressing Congress, and there's nothing I can say that's going to make them be proud, to make them be happy, to make them think something cool about him. No matter if he said a few things you didn't like or whatever, I'm telling you, people, Donald Trump has never said something so bad. I watched everything he's ever said on TV. He's never said something so horrible for so many people or any one person to hate him so bad. He has different belief than you, but for one thing, we know for sure he's American. No matter what color, no matter what race, he wants this country to succeed. And I don't see the Democratic Party ever worried about this country. And honestly, really, truly, the world with their Green New scam. I mean, the world has cleaned itself up a bunch of times in the past, people. Few volcanoes through the Great Flood back in the day when God flooded the earth to get rid of all the sinners and stuff. I mean, the earth is going to cleanse itself one way or another someday, but we can't sit there and worry about it. You can't worry about something until it happens or it fucks up your whole life. So we need to stop worrying about climate change. I mean, when the shit hits the fan, it's gonna hit the fan. And I mean, before it was volcano, back when you go back to 10,000 BC, there's volcanoes erupting everywhere. I mean, all that stuff going in the sky. And so they had a lot of really crazy weather back then. I mean, like the Ice Age. I mean, a lot of crazy shit happened. So it's going to happen regardless, people. So I mean, so it is a Green New scam. We can't worry about shit before it happens. These Democrats want us worrying about everything except for what the American people want. And I mean, I'm talking about when you pass laws, you got to pass it for the majority, not the minority. When it comes to laws, because that's why they vote. So the Democrats had their shot. They were in office 4 years, and they propagated all this stuff on us. Well, how are we doing now? How did that do our country in the world with Joe Biden being in office, implementing all these plans that started under Obama? It's not doing very good, is it? So our country, in a landslide victory, elected Donald Trump to become president. Because we want to be on a different track. And Donald Trump is right. No matter what you say to these fucking weirdos anymore, they don't get it. And I don't even want to keep talking about this all. It's weird doing a podcast. It's like the news. It's like Joe Rogan. You keep coming on there every day, and you're talking about the issues of the time. And right now it's the Democrats and Donald Trump. So this podcast I do is getting very difficult for me because I'm a smart guy, man. I don't like repeating myself. I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I think these fucking Democrats, they're just that fucking crazy or that corrupt. And they're not saying anything that's American. They're not saying anything that's 100% just for America. That is an American government voted into office to work for us, the American people, and not for illegal aliens, not to give stupid money to other countries for being stupid. I'm not saying we can't help them on real issues, not transgender bullshit and all this stuff to interfere in their elections like the United States. Like, we like, our country really likes to sit there and point the finger at Russia, and China. But we do the same fucking thing behind the scenes. I mean, we have our, this kind of stuff we got going on here in America. It's going on in Russia. It's going on in China. They think we're crazy. They have people sitting in their homes just like I'm doing right now in these other countries talking shit about us. We do the same fucking shit that these other governments do. We just do it a little bit better and we're smarter. I mean, but I'm just saying, people, I'm so tired of the Democrats and we have to have peace. That's my point. I'm so tired of them. They're trying to start wars. I don't want to go to war with Russia unless they attack us or we know there's an imminent attack coming. Everybody in this world is responsible for their own protection and they need to take care of themselves. I mean, we can help them, but it's not going to come with all of our money and all of our troops and equipment if you haven't been preparing for it for a long. I mean, man, come on, it's the world here, people. It's been crazy. It's been crazy since day one. How are these other countries not equipped to defend themselves and relying on us for everything? I mean, because they're corrupt, and we sit there and and don't care about it because we want, for whatever reason, we're trying to push our values onto them, just like China's trying to push their values on people, just like Russia. So everybody want, in our minds, since I'm an American, we're in the right. But when you really think about it, you go, if somebody just zapped you and touched you and you became a Chinese right now, you'd be thinking, they're thinking just as proud as I'm thinking right now. They don't understand, a lot of them, just like the Democrats, that we live in a difficult world. There's difficult decisions and people need to show up to work with their big boy pants on and stop being dumb. I mean, it's a real simple world, people. And I don't want to hear about all these social issues anymore in our government. Our government's supposed to keep us fucking safe and make trade deals with other countries that make us money. And you know what I'm saying? And to give a little bit of aid here and there. And other than that, they need to shut the fuck up. Social issues are done in the state, in the counties, in the cities, and the federal government has no right getting involved. We need to handle that shit ourselves. But when it comes to the federal level, I'm tired of it being federalized, shit being federalized and shoved down our throat. I mean, because of a few fucking states like California and all that, they have more people, more votes than us. And then people like that are going to run this country someday because they got a lot of people in that one state. That's reality. So I'm just thinking, chill out, everybody. But anyway, this has gotten a shot and I'm buzzing hard right now. So whenever in doubt, keep on going. All right. Woo! I want to do that fucking Ric Flair thing. Woo!
Oh, good job.
Hey, where's Flair at? Ric Flair. All right, man. This has gotten a shot. But I had to name off all these fucking tards. Hey, remember, Whoopi Goldberg won the dick eating contest against Alec Baldwin. She's gobbling those damn things down like I've never seen. I mean, she's making really. I was like, whoa, dude. And Alec Baldwin, he was smooth. They're just sliding right down his throat until he spitted. No more spitting, Alec Baldwin.
DQ disqualified.
Yeah, you're disqualified. No spitters in the house, man, on a dick eating contest. I mean, that's an automatic disqualification, even for my wife. Just kidding, baby.
Hey now.
I love you. All right, Scott and the shots out.
Really?
Hawk Chewy, baby. Really?